Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is often painted as a sign that's cold, calculated, emotionally unavailable, or even heartless. But is that the full truth? Or could there be a hidden world beneath the surface, one filled with emotion, vulnerability, and quiet depth that few ever take the time to truly understand? Today, we're going to dig deeper than appearances. We're going to explore the unspoken truth about Capricorn, the truth that reveals not just a personality, but a soul navigating the world with strategy, discipline, and silent emotional fire. Behind the image of stoicism and emotional distance lies a heart that feels deeply, but cautiously. While many mistake Capricorn's silence for indifference, it's often a form of self-protection. Their calm demeanor masks an inner life rich in complexity and sensitivity, shaped by trials and expectations they've carried from an early age. What you're about to uncover may challenge everything you thought you knew about this sign. If you're a Capricorn yourself, or someone close to one, drop your birth date in the comments below. It's powerful to see how many others share this energy, and you might even find a message that resonates just for you. Capricorn doesn't crave attention through loud emotions or dramatic displays. Governed by the earth element, they're firmly rooted in the real world. Their focus is not on fleeting highs, but on what endures. Capricorn is strategic, grounded, and often views life as a long game where every move must be measured and purposeful. While others act on emotion or spontaneity, Capricorn is driven by logic and long-term vision. This emphasis on discipline and structure comes from their planetary ruler, Saturn. Known as the planet of boundaries, discipline, and karmic responsibility, Saturn teaches Capricorn that nothing worth having comes without effort. Their emotions are real, intense, and sincere, but they're rarely revealed without trust and time. Vulnerability, to them, can feel like a crack in the armor they've spent a lifetime building. And here's something most people don't realize. Capricorn's emotional restraint is not due to a lack of feeling, but because they feel so much. In a world where impulsive reactions are normalized, Capricorn has learned to internalize. Their silence often holds more meaning than 1,000 words. They've discovered that sharing too much too quickly can leave them exposed, and that exposure can hurt more than most can imagine. That's why Capricorn love is so different. They may not say, "I love you 100 times," but they'll show it by making sure you're safe, supported, and never without what you need. Their love is practical, enduring, and loyal, built not on fleeting emotions, but on lasting commitment. For them, showing up consistently is far more sacred than sweet talk. It's a sign of true devotion. And if this message is hitting close to home, take a moment now to subscribe to Signs and Secrets. We're here to explore not just astrology, but the soul behind the sign. And if this resonated with you, don't forget to like this video. It helps us reach more people just like you who are seeking deeper truth.
The Capricorn journey begins with a foundation of responsibility and structure. From an early age, they're expected to be strong, to hold things together, and to succeed in the face of pressure. While other signs may indulge in emotional exploration or rebellion, Capricorn often feels they don't have that luxury. Their life is ruled by a sense of duty, sometimes self-imposed, sometimes inherited. Because of this, they often sacrifice pleasure for productivity. While friends might chase dreams and whims, Capricorn is already building something solid, something real. Their goals are rarely about instant gratification. They're looking at the long road, the legacy, the impact that outlasts the moment. And that maturity, though admirable, can sometimes isolate them. You might feel that they're emotionally absent or distant, but what's really happening is that they're carrying a weight few ever see. Their minds are always turning, analyzing, planning, preparing. In social settings, they may seem aloof, but it's not out of disinterest. It's because their internal world is already deeply occupied, often with concerns about others' well-being. When it comes to emotions, Capricorn doesn't jump into expression easily. Feelings are delicate, powerful, and often too intense to be shared without a solid reason. They fear being misunderstood or misread, so they stay quiet. They'd rather say nothing than say something that feels unsafe. To the outside world, this silence may seem cold, but inside, it's a calculated form of emotional preservation. Capricorn doesn't avoid emotions, they manage them with extreme care. What many perceive as detachment is often a deeply rooted form of control. They fear that letting go emotionally could compromise their goals, their relationships, or their sense of safety. So instead, they build walls, slowly, carefully, and only let others in when they've proven themselves worthy of that trust. Those lucky enough to pass through those emotional gates find something surprising: a tender, fiercely loyal, and deeply protective soul. Capricorn doesn't play games when it comes to love or friendship. They take their commitments seriously, and once they've chosen you, they'll move mountains to be there for you, even if they don't always say it aloud. Because of this, their way of caring can be misunderstood. While some signs soothe with comforting words or emotional openness, Capricorn shows care through effort, responsibility, and action. If they fix something for you, help you solve a problem, or silently handle something that no one else noticed, that's love in its purest form. And now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your birth date, or simply type "Today I can" if you've ever felt misunderstood because of how you process emotions, or if you're someone who's loved a Capricorn but struggled to understand them. This is a space where your experience matters.
One of the most defining aspects of Capricorn is their relationship with discipline. For them, it's not a burden, it's a lifestyle. It gives structure to their purpose and meaning to their journey. They don't chase dreams blindly, they build towards them, step by step, often sacrificing comfort for progress. Their path is rarely easy, but always intentional. Capricorns are long-distance runners in a world of sprinters. While others burn out chasing too many things at once, Capricorn keeps steady, focused, and determined. They understand the value of patience, and they're willing to wait longer than anyone else for the things that truly matter. This isn't just ambition, it's a philosophy. However, this tireless drive can also lead them to emotional neglect, both of themselves and of others. It's not that they don't care. It's that sometimes they forget emotions need just as much tending as responsibilities. In moments that call for softness, they may offer strategy instead. When someone's hurting, they may respond with action rather than empathy. This doesn't make them cold, it makes them consistent. Capricorn sees emotion not as something to dwell in, but something to understand, channel, and move through. Their love language is dedication. Their comfort is reliability. And their emotional safety is rooted in routine and dependability. They rarely indulge in chaos. They crave order, even in love. And yet, under all that control lies an ocean of feeling, rarely spoken but always present. That duality, being both emotionally intense and emotionally guarded, is what makes them so compelling. You never truly finish discovering a Capricorn. There's always another layer, another memory they haven't told you, another depth they're still exploring alone. In relationships, this can be both a strength and a challenge. Partners may long for more emotional expression, more vulnerability, but Capricorn gives what they know: stability, protection, and unwavering loyalty. They might not cry with you, but they'll fix the cause of your tears. They might not write you poems, but they'll build a future where you're safe. This approach isn't for everyone. Some may misread it as aloofness, but for those who take the time to understand, Capricorn becomes a rock, strong, immovable, deeply rooted, and quietly full of love. They aren't flashy with their affection. They're intentional. And once they give you their heart, it's yours for life. The emotional wall they build is not indifference, it's caution. They know what it means to be let down. Many Capricorns carry emotional scars from early experiences where vulnerability was met with rejection or judgment. So they learn to mask, to protect, to turn inward. But inside that armor is one of the most loyal and emotionally rich signs of the Zodiac. Even when they seem distant, they're paying attention. They notice the little things. They remember what matters to you. They care in quiet ways. And sometimes, silence is their love letter.
Understanding this side of Capricorn reveals just how layered they truly are. On one side, they're intensely pragmatic, focused, driven, always scanning for the next challenge to conquer. On the other, they're incredibly sensitive, often overwhelmed by emotions they don't know how to articulate. This internal contradiction creates a tension that shapes how they show up in the world. They're not emotionally absent, they're emotionally careful. Their instinct to protect themselves doesn't mean they're unwilling to connect. It means connection, to them, is sacred. They don't let just anyone in. And when they do, it's because you've proven you're strong enough to stand beside them. Loyalty, for a Capricorn, is a sacred contract. It's not given lightly, and it's never broken easily. This can cause friction in relationships with people who crave open, frequent emotional reassurance. Capricorn won't flood you with words, but they will flood your life with support. They'll handle the hard things when you can't. They'll keep showing up even when it's not convenient. They may not say, "I miss you," but they'll make sure the lights are on when you get home. They don't need attention, they need purpose. They're not driven by praise, they're driven by meaning. Every action they take, every decision they make is built on a foundation of long-term vision. While some signs seek the thrill of novelty, Capricorn seeks the comfort of legacy. They build for tomorrow, not just for today. And yet, this intense focus on the future can make it hard for them to stay emotionally present. Their minds are always busy, solving, fixing, planning. This can leave little space for spontaneity or emotional improvisation. When faced with vulnerability, their first response is often silence. Not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much to risk messing it up. They know that words can be fragile, that once spoken, they can't be taken back. So they hold theirs carefully, releasing them only when they're sure they won't cause harm. And when they do speak from the heart, every word carries weight. Capricorn's affection is never careless. It's deliberate, chosen, and deeply sincere. To be loved by a Capricorn is to be chosen with intention, to be protected, prioritized, and respected. But it also means learning their language, the language of silence, of structure, of subtle gestures. It means recognizing love in their reliability, in the way they never forget what matters to you, in the way they take on burdens so you don't have to. Some might say they're emotionally distant, but the truth is they're emotionally disciplined. They've seen what happens when feelings spiral out of control. They've learned that steadiness is often the safest form of love, that security is sometimes the greatest gift they can offer. Their calmness in the midst of chaos is not indifference, it's strength. In moments of crisis, when others panic, Capricorn stays grounded. They become the anchor. And while that might not feel like emotional connection in the traditional sense, it's a powerful form of love, one that says, "I will not let the storm shake us."
Capricorn's lessons extend beyond personal relationships. Their spiritual wisdom is often underestimated because it doesn't look mystical, it looks practical. But there's deep spiritual strength in patience, in consistency, in doing what's right, even when it's not easy. Capricorn knows this. They live it. They embody it. Saturn doesn't just rule Capricorn, it shapes their soul's evolution. Saturn teaches through hardship, through repetition, through structure.
Capricorns often face trials early in life, situations that force them to grow up fast, to shoulder responsibilities others avoid. These experiences carve out their strength, but they also build emotional calluses that take time to soften. Through these trials, Capricorn becomes not just resilient, but wise. They don't just survive, they transform. And eventually, they begin to understand that the very things that once made them seem cold are the same things that make them capable of deep emotional endurance. Capricorn spirituality may not come with incense and ritual, but it's alive in their discipline, their sense of duty, and their quiet commitment to something greater than themselves. To them, taking care of others, showing up for work, fulfilling promises, these are sacred acts. Their devotion is silent, but unshakable. They understand time differently. While others rush, Capricorn knows that everything meaningful takes time to build. They're not discouraged by slow progress, they're comforted by it. It means they're laying a strong foundation. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, Capricorn reminds us that anything truly worth having must be earned through patience and persistence. Even their material goals often carry spiritual weight. Providing for their family, building a home, achieving career success. These aren't just achievements, they're ways of creating safety, stability, and legacy. Capricorn understands that taking care of the material is a way of honoring the spiritual. They don't separate the two, they integrate them. That's why their energy is so grounding. Being around a Capricorn can feel like standing next to a mountain, calm, steady, and strong. You feel safe even if they say little. You know they'll be there tomorrow and the day after that. Their presence is a quiet form of love, one that doesn't need validation to be real. And when they do open up, when they let you into the sacred space behind the wall, you realize just how rare that moment is. It's not just vulnerability, it's trust, and it's priceless. Capricorn teaches us that real love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's built in silence, forged in effort, and expressed through action. That you don't have to say, "I love you" every day to prove it. You just have to show up, again and again, even when it's hard. For those who love a Capricorn, the challenge is to learn their language, to understand that the absence of emotion on the surface doesn't mean the absence of emotion underneath. That what looks like detachment may actually be a sign of deep, careful investment. And that behind the silence is someone who cares more than they'll ever admit out loud. For Capricorns themselves, the journey is about learning to balance strength with softness, to know that vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a deeper kind of strength. And that sometimes letting people in is not a threat to their stability, it's a path to real connection. So no, Capricorn is not cold. Capricorn is cautious. Capricorn is wise. Capricorn is quietly, fiercely loyal. And Capricorn is a reminder that we all have layers that deserve to be seen, understood, and respected. Let us know in the comments. Did you see yourself in this? Or someone you love? Type your birth date or simply write, "Today I can," if this message helped you feel more seen, understood, or appreciated. We read every comment, and your story might inspire someone else who needed to hear it. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join our Signs and Secrets community. And of course, give this video a like. It helps the message reach more people like you. And if you're ready for more powerful insight, don't miss our video, 15 Reasons Why Everyone is Jealous of Gemini and Why Their Enemies Can't Stand Them. In it, we dive into the magnetic chaos of Gemini energy, and you won't want to miss what we uncovered. Click now and meet us there. We'll see you in the next one. Stay grounded, stay powerful, and never forget, your silence holds more strength than most people will ever understand.